Well, I just think this is a fascinating documentary. This is a problem of epidemic proportions in the United States, and rarely is anything done about it, and rarely do people know about it. How did this story find the two of you?
Yeah, it's a story, I think, we started hearing about it in the news a bunch, but it was usually coming from the angle of Big Pharma and how they were promoting these products, or how certain doctors maybe were in cahoots with the pharmaceutical companies. But it had never really been told from the doctor's point of view. So we read an article that profiled a doctor and thought, wow, this could be a really great film if you could show from a doctor's perspective, here are these medicines that are so effective at treating people's pain. There's really nothing else like them. On the other hand, of course, they lead to addiction, abuse, and death in many cases. So it's a balancing act for these doctors of how and when you can prescribe these pills safely, and there really aren't any clear-cut answers.
You have a great balance here with speaking with experts, and kudos to your editor. Very well balanced. But then you have the families opening up, victims' families opening up. Was that difficult to find them, to get to earn their trust to come on camera?
I think they were actually very excited to be able to speak on camera. I think, in fact, the main character, Dr. Hurwitz, is the one who put us in touch with a number of patients who love him, obviously, but he was thrilled at the idea that we were also speaking to patients who were not so crazy about him. He himself was a proponent of talking to everybody and getting the full story, and was very lucid about having made mistakes and having saved other people. So I think, I think that's the issue of these characters. They were excited to finally be heard. I think that's a big issue also with pain, is that, there's so many complicated ways to describe the sensation of pain, and they were met with so much mistrust that to have a small, albeit small, crew of filmmakers actually listen to their story from A to Z was incredibly exciting and rewarding for them.
How long was the process of making this film?
It took us just about 2 years from when we first kind of started brainstorming and researching to today. So we filmed on and off for about 6 to 8 months, I'd say, and we edited for about a year, which oftentimes in documentary can be the case. It takes a while to just be able to weave all the different elements in and create that balance that you're talking about.
How long because there is a lot of research in a documentary like this, because you can't just take what Hurwitz is saying at face value. You've got to do your own due diligence. How long was your research process?
I'd say it was ongoing. I mean, I think we researched for several months before we started filming, but with each interview, as you say, you kind of get more information, and then you want to go back and double check that, or see how that compares to other experts in the field and what they think. But in a topic like this too, there really aren't a lot of definitive answers, so you're researching, but it was often not as satisfactory as maybe you'd want medically speaking, because there just isn't, there aren't any clear solutions for how to treat chronic pain right now.
A lot of question marks, but the one thing that was certain was the emotion of the people talking on camera, so we knew that we wanted to follow that. And then with the statistics, we tried not to overburden the film with it, but sort of rather take for granted this epidemic and some of the key numbers. But
yeah, this is one epidemic. We know it's an epidemic. Sure. We don't need to. You didn't need to hit everybody over the head with it, as right. So many docs do. Ladies, a fantastic job. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.